Welcome back, 5:52 right now. You can join in the fight against AIDS by eating and drinking at some of the best restaurants and breweries in the mountains. It's all happening today.
No doubt about it. Here to tell us more about Dining Out for Life, Jeff Bachar, the Executive Director of the Western North Carolina AIDS Project, and Jason Sellers, the owner and chef at the plant right here in Asheville. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thanks for being here. Jeff, what's this all about?
Well, Dining Out for Life is the largest fundraiser of the year for Western North Carolina AIDS Project, so we can get more resources for prevention for HIV and AIDS and for care and treatment as well. We have over 400 active clients in our 18-county region, and we saw 100 new clients or so last year, so the need is great.
Okay, so the numbers are still growing here.
Exactly, and the highest number of new cases are in the 15 to 29-year-old age group.
Okay.
The one good thing about this, though, HIV, AIDS, a death sentence 30 years ago is not so much now.
That's right. That's right. If we can get people into care, they can live a long and happy life. And that's the bulk of what we do with our case management program and prevention is finding the folks who don't know they're positive. So we do a lot of testing out in migrant labor camps and on college campuses and bars and do a lot of outreach and get people into the services that they need to be healthy.
Okay, Jason, you are the chef owner at Plant. Tell us a little bit about this meal that you're going to prepare for us. This is, again, one of the many, many restaurants that you can go to today to help support Dining Out for Life.
Yeah, well, what I'm going to show today is a salad that celebrates spring. Okay. So there are some wild harvested or wild foraged foods that are only here for a couple weeks during this time of year.
Let's do it real quick. Okay. Show us what goes in it.
Okay, so we've got some baby greens here. And we're just going to make a quick dressing for this, which means we're going to add a little olive oil, something acidic, in this case it's sherry vinegar. So this helps the assertive nature of some of these things that tend to taste similar. Okay, so we're going to toss these together. I'm going to season this just a little bit. Some salt, a little bit of pepper, like you would anything. And then here comes the fun part. We're going to throw in some wild violets, also known as viola. They bloom this time of year.
Oh,
some people think of them as a weed. But
I do, in fact.
Right.
But safe to eat and good to eat.
Safe and good to eat, that's right. And then we're going to add some red buds. This is also something that blooms this time of year, quite edible, and has these little popcorn-type flowers that are just absolutely delicious.
Now I'm starting to learn why your restaurant is called Plant.
That's right. We deal with everything
cool.
plant-based.
Okay.
Right. Next, I'm just going to add some cheese. This is some aged cashew cheese that we make at the restaurant. You can add your favorite cheese. And
that's it.
That's it.
All right, well, he's plating that up. All the information you need for Dining Out for Life happening today. More than 100 restaurants this year. 20% of sales, you see it right there, donated to WNCAP, the Western North Carolina AIDS Project. We're going to be joining these folks coming up a little bit later on in the next hour. That looks absolutely delicious. With some more tips and find out a little bit more about the project and how you guys can get involved.
Terrific cause. Guys, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Time right now is 6:50. You can join in the fight against AIDS by eating and drinking at some of the best restaurants we have to offer and the breweries, and it's all happening today.
Here to tell us about Dining Out for Life is Jeff Bachar, the Executive Director of the Western North Carolina AIDS Project, and Jason Sellers, the owner and chef at Plant right here in Asheville. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Thanks for being here. Jeff, what's this all about?
This is the largest fundraiser of the year for the Western North Carolina AIDS Project, and we have over 100 restaurants across our region donating 20% of their gross so that we can continue to provide the case management and prevention services around HIV that we do.
And HIV, as we talked about in the last hour, not the death sentence that it was a generation ago.
Not the death sentence for sure. The medicines are great if you can get people into care. So we go out and do a lot of testing in migrant labor camps, college campuses, bars, jails, try to find those people who are positive and get them on those great medicines.
And we are seeing the numbers still increase here in our area. I mean, this is still an issue.
It is. It is. We have some people that move here already HIV positive, but we are seeing new cases. We have the highest number of new cases in this 15 to 29-year-old age group, which is very concerning.
Yeah, and they just don't know it, do they?
Right. Exactly. So,
Jason, you're one of the many, many restaurants that is a part of this today, this great venture to help raise some money and do some good in our area. Tell us what you're making for us. You are the chef owner of Plant, and you're an all-vegan restaurant.
That's right.
Okay, but you don't have to be vegan. We were talking about to go and enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, what we're seeing here are hostas. This is the common garden plant that a lot of people have in their yards, but what a lot of people don't realize is that they're totally edible.
I did not. They're coming up in my yard right now. I'm like, really? That's what that is?
Yeah, that's what that is. This is the shoot. So this is the first thing that shoots up through the soil. It's amazingly tender. It's got an asparagus meets pea, very springtime flavor to it. So what I like to do is saute them in a little garlic, which we've got going here in the pan. So I'm just going to add these. and it's a quick cook, no matter what you do. If it's saute or just blanch them. In Japanese cooking, they're quite popular, so we've kind of adopted that. I'm going to add a little sesame oil here and some salt and pepper, and that's it. They're amazingly delicate.
And talk to us about some health benefits. I mean, obviously, if you've got this restaurant, you've got all these different. What did you put in some plants in our earlier segment too? How do you learn about this, and is it because there are health benefits?
It is. It's also a nice way to connect with your environment. You know, we're so diversified in our plant species here in Western North Carolina that you can actually go out, find these foods in the wild, and just be a part of spring in your kitchen. It's really nice.
Wow, and that's not just a side, that's almost a meal to itself, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, once you get into them, you can't stop eating them. I mean, it's impossible to eat one or two. So, yeah, they end up being sort of almost a binge, but you feel good after it.
Healthier than a chip.
Exactly. And tell us real quick why you want to be involved with Dining Out for Life.
Well, Dining Out for Life is for us a chance to be part of the community, of course. And, you know, when you think that there's a Western North Carolina AIDS project, you realize just how important what WNCAP does. I mean, you know, we're not a large city, we're not a metropolitan area, and still it's entirely, you know, important that, you know, they're here. So for us to be a part of it is just amazing for us.
Making a huge difference. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
And of course, for all the information on Dining Out for Life, you can go to our website, WLOS.com. We've linked the entire list of restaurants today. It's very easy. It tells you if they're offering breakfast, lunch, dinner. The list is there. Donating 20% of sales. Get involved if you can today. We'll be right back.